Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Okay, this thing is going. How's everybody doing? I haven't done this for a while. Thought I'd just get on here for a minute and talk about the US30 for a minute. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Check, 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 check. Right on. Sweet. So let me get the epic pen out here too. Just real quick. Get rid of all this. Get my epic pen out. There it is right there. I don't usually do this, guys. I really hate YouTube streaming, but I figured I might do a little bit more of it going forward just because I don't like being on other people's streams and feeling like I'm listening to a bunch of idiots. So we did have the pattern that I look for on the US30 on this last 1 hour candle close that closed 11 minutes ago. It's a little bit harder to see right there, but that tail is longer than the body of the candle. Excuse me, that wick is longer than the body of the candle. And so I did take a sell on the US30. I have multiple sells on the US30 right now on another account. You won't see it on this account, but I've posted it several times on Instagram. So we are at an extreme high on the US30, and so I did place a sell here on the US30, and I can even tell you where it's at. It's in a different account other than this one. It's on my Hanko trade stuff, and for some reason I'm not able to do the Hanko trade while I'm on here. But let me just tell you where it is. But I did place another sell on there at 35,431. And so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have about 7 or 8 shorts on the US30 right now, and most of them I'm down on right now. Most of them I'm down on, but I'm up on this one. I do believe the US30 is coming down. So our first area we would look to target would be this area right here at 35,230. That would be an area to look for if we're selling. And then right here, as I move these up, 35,118, and then eventually back down to this 34,500 area. Okay. Obviously, it could continue up, right? Because we have highs up here at 35,549, area 35,626. So obviously, right now we're trading in between the range of 35,451 and 35,230. But I really do believe that we are due for a massive correction here. I really do believe we're due for a massive correction. And so I want to be shorting the US30, and there's lots of reasons why I want to be shorting the US30. The US can't continue to print money like it's going out of style and think that it's going to work, because it's not going to. We can't continue to print money in the United States and believe that it's going to work. So we can't continue to print money in the United States and accept and think that it's not going to affect the markets. And eventually the Fed runs out of tools to stop inflation from happening. So eventually that's going to happen. So I do think that that it was a great sell candle, and I think our targets are obviously, like we talked about, down here at 35,230 would be your first target area, and then 35,118. And if we could break that, I think we could come all the way down to here. But there also is upward. There also is chances, obviously, to continue up further. So if it came up to here at 35,626 and started giving me that same rejection candle, I would sell it again. But right now, I do believe we're going to get a pretty good correction on the US30. But remember, when I sell it, I'm scaling in enough that I can handle the drawdown. If I get in right here, I can handle the drawdown to sell again up here. So if you can't handle that drawdown, then you need to wait until a different time. But I can handle the drawdown, so I'm going to be selling where it is now. And if it goes further up to this next resistance area at 35,626, I will sell it again. So I trade a little bit differently than most people do, because instead of just having one position and having my whole wad blown at one position, I will scale into the trade and I will sell multiple times. So I'm not worried about my other positions because I'm scaled in really nicely on it. And I think we are going to get a pretty nice move down. But if we go up further, I will look for another sell pattern up there and I will sell it again. And so I'm not concerned about the US30 and what it's doing. I know that a correction is coming and I will wait for it and I'll be patient. And if I have to hold these trades for 3 weeks, for a month, for 2 months, whatever it is, I don't care. I'm not a 10 pip scalping pussy. I don't trade like that. If you trade like that, that's awesome. Good job. Hats off to you. Kings to you. I don't trade. I don't scalp like pussy. I'm in it for the long haul. These are long haul trades for me. So we'll see what happens on them. So let's go over to gold too. Gold, we broke up above 1795, which was the resistance area from August 16th right there, right? Resistance area August 16th. We finally broke above, and then we had a nice buy candle right there, and we've been going up and up and up, and it hasn't really come back to 1795. If it came back to 1795, it wanted to retrace back down to there and give us the buy signal that I look for, I would absolutely buy it back up. We may not get to 1795. We may get to 1795. It really doesn't matter to me at this point. I have buys in from 1722 and up, and I'm up on basically all of my positions. If we break this area, though, if we don't get back down to 1795 and we just go up, where are our next resistance areas on gold? And we have to go to a higher time frame, right? Because the 1 hour isn't going to show us. So we have to go to a higher time frame. And we would say that the next area, significant area for us on gold, if it breaks this level, would be where? Probably somewhere in this area right there at 1811. And that 1811 area is from the July 26th resistance area in here. It's hit several times. Okay, so if we break this area, 1811 would be our next area that we'd want to look for. Okay. But we absolutely could come down to 1795, and if we did, I'd be buying more. But let's just hypothetically say that we don't get to 1795 and gold just goes up. In order for me to buy gold again, it would have to break up above 1811, pull back to 1811, give me the rejection pattern that I look for, and then I could buy it up to that next level, which would be after 1811, somewhere in the 1825 to 1835 area. Those would be my targets. Okay, so I can't buy gold again unless it comes back down to 1795 and gives me a rejection, or if it breaks above 1811 by a decent amount, pulls back to 1811, and then gives me the buy candle. And the buy candle again is a tail longer than the body of the candle with no wick at the top. It's really, really simple trading. The way I trade is extremely simple. Okay, so this would be a perfect example of that candle right here with this blue candle. That would be a perfect example of the tail being longer than the body, and that candle right there would be a perfect example of the tail longer than the body. And I would buy it at the opening of the next 1 hour candle. Easy. That's all you need to know. My trading does not consist of anything else other than all the higher time frames, starting with the daily, the weekly, and the monthly, are an uptrend on gold. So I'm looking to buy dips on an uptrend, right? Because the higher time frames say to buy the dips. And then I'm looking for that candle that has a tail longer than the body of the candle at the close of the 1 hour candle, and then I buy it. And then if you want to have a stop loss on it, if you were taking this trade and you wanted to have a stop loss, your stop loss would be below the tail, right? So if you bought this one right here, up in here, your stop loss would have to be below that tail, and it wouldn't be right at the tail. It would be a little bit below the tail because you don't want it to come hit that tail and then come back. So I would have my stop losses below that, which means my entry on that would have been right around here at 1803, and my stop loss would be below 1795. So that's a little deeper stop loss, right? 1803 to 1795. So my stop loss would probably be $2 or $3 below that, maybe at 1790. So I'm going to have a little deeper stop loss, but my targets are also going to be higher. And then once I get up 30 to 40 points, or $3 to $4, whatever you call it. So if you get in at 1803, $3 would be 1806 or 30 points. Once I get up 30 to 40 points, I'm always going to set my stop at break even. Okay, always. And then if it goes up higher in my favor, I just keep moving my stops up. Okay, but I do anticipate gold to come back up into this 1825 and 1833 area. In fact, I anticipate what I think on gold is I anticipate gold going back up to all-time highs. And the reason I say that is because, like I said, we can't continue to print money in the United States. Inflation is getting out of hand. The price of everything in the United States is double what it was a year ago. A year ago, it cost me $25 to fill up my car, my little car. It cost me $55 to fill it up now. Everything costs more right now. Okay? Everything costs more right now. Inflation is out of control. A thing of sheetrock back in February was $20 a sheet. Now it's $70 a sheet. Everything costs more because you're printing money, and more money is chasing after the same amount of goods. We're not producing more goods, but there's more money chasing after the same amount of goods, and that's when inflation gets out of hand. And then obviously world events, what's going on in Afghanistan, and the train wreck that the United States has caused in Afghanistan. There are so many reasons why I believe that over the long run that gold is going to go nothing but up. But we'll see. But yeah, fucking Joe, you're exactly right. The guy's a train wreck, and I cannot believe that we pulled our troops out. We got rid of. We just abandoned the air base that we had, Bagram Air Force Base, and now we're trying to get our people out. Usually, you would get all your people out, make sure all your people get out, and all the people that helped you, and then you would remove the troops. But fucking Joe did it backwards. He removed all of our troops, just basically caved to the Taliban, and then is begging the Taliban to let our people get to the airport safely. We're the fucking United States of America. We don't beg anybody for anything, especially some 8th century cave-dwelling morons like the Taliban. And you're telling me the most powerful country in the world has to beg the Taliban not to hurt their citizens come into the airport? We're the most powerful nation in the world. And we're begging a bunch of 8th century barbarians who are cave dwellers. We're begging them not to hurt our people. It's insane. It's a joke. He has made the United States the laughingstock of the international community with the way he's handled it. It's a joke. And now, the other thing that I was telling my wife last night too, just to get off topics just for a second, you have Taliban fighters just walking down the street in cities, literally not hiding at all. Bomb the living daylights out of them. Bomb them all. They're not even trying to hide. All you would have to do is have like 4 snipers sitting there, and you could kill, because they have these checkpoints, right? People can't get through these checkpoints, and there's like 6 Taliban fighters there. They're literally in the middle of the street. Just sniper their asses. Bomb the living daylights, or just get a sniper out there and kill them. 6 people, and then you don't have a checkpoint anymore. We are handling this the stupidest way we could handle this, and I'm embarrassed to be an American right now. I really am. It's the first time in my life I really have been ashamed of being an American, and it's disgusting. The guy needs to resign right now. The guy needs to resign. So anyway, so gold, if we get back down to 1795, I would definitely like to buy it again, but I can't do anything, and the markets are going to get slow right now, so I don't really want to do anything on right now while the markets are slow. But if we get any chance we get to buy gold, I absolutely want to buy it. So let's look at the GJ real quick. I have buys on the GJ, and I'm showing this in my one of my Hanko Trades accounts that I'm doing these live. I have a buy down here, somewhere down in here on the pound yen. So I got a really good buy down there. I have a buy right where it is right now, and then I have a buy a little bit higher. I'm looking for buys on the on the GJ as much as I can, and my targets are going to be obviously up here at 151. 53 would be my first target. My second target would be at 152. But I'm buying dips on the GJ as well, and I think I will continue to do that. So. Gold on the daily is a sell. Let's go take a look. Let's go take a look at gold on the daily. I don't think so, because if you look at the chart I have right now, and I should expand this maybe a little bit for you, that might help. That to me is an indecision candle, if that makes sense. That this candle that's forming right now has both a tail and a wick on it, right? So to me, that's an indecision candle. Now this candle that formed on August 9th, that tail was longer than the body. You could have bought it right there and had a really good buy. See, that's the pattern on the daily. Here's a great sell. You could have sold here because of the pattern at 1809 and had a really good sell, and then it gave you a really good buy. Does that make sense? Do you guys see those? Look at those two perfect trades. Look at those two perfect trades. And you had several right here that would have won. All of these would have won if you just followed that pattern. But I wouldn't do it now, because that daily that's forming right now is an indecision candle. It has both a tail and a wick on it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't trust it. And the other problem with it is I know that all the higher time frames are an uptrend. All the higher time frames are an uptrend. If I look at this, and I'm going to scale down on it a little bit. If I draw where it is, where my chart starts on March 2021, right here to the very left. Oh, you guys can't see that probably. But the daily is an uptrend on gold. The weekly is an uptrend on gold. And the monthly is an uptrend on gold. Okay, so because all of those time frames are uptrends, I'm mainly looking for dips to buy gold. You can still counter trend it on the higher time frames, and you can still sell. I'm not saying you can't sell, but the sells you have to be very careful with, because every time it's going down, it's just shooting right back up, right? So for me personally, the way I trade, I'm really just looking for buys at this point, if that makes sense. All right. And I'm fine if it goes down further, I'll buy more. I don't care. I'm a long-term trader. I'm not a scalper. I'll hold trades for weeks. I'll hold trades for months. I don't care. I'm a long-term person. And so I'm looking to buy low and sell high, right? I'm looking for really, really good deals. And right now, really the best deal I have going on right now is the US30. The US30 sells, and it may take a little bit of time for them to play out. But right now, I'm getting a really, really good price to sell the US30. And I do believe that the US30 is going to tank. I just think there's too many factors going on in the world to not believe that the US30 is going to take a big hit. So I always tell people all the time, it's like going to your real estate agent, because most YouTube streaming people, they buy high and they look to buy high and look to buy the break, right? They hope it goes higher, or they sell low and hope it breaks the low. I always tell people, you don't go to your real estate agent and say, I really like this house, Mr. Real Estate Agent, but I want to wait till it goes up 15% before I buy it. Nobody does that. Or you don't go to a car dealership and say, I really like this car, Mr. Car Dealer, but I want to wait till it goes up 15% before I buy it. So in every other aspect of our investing lives, we look to buy low and we look to sell high. But then when we get into trading, when we do our trading, we do the exact opposite, and we look to buy high, like we would be buying up here, right? And we hope it breaks up. Or we look to sell down here and hope it breaks lower. So when we trade, we do the exact opposite of what we do in every other aspect of our investing lives, right? In all of our other investing lives, we don't look to buy at tops and hope it breaks higher, and we don't look to sell at lows and hope it breaks lower. That's not how it works. So I look to buy low and I look to sell high, and right now I'm getting a really, really good price to sell the US30, and I'm going to do it. And if I have to hold on to that trade, that's fine. When I enter my trades, I know that. I plan for that. I plan that there might be drawdown, and so I don't worry about it. I plan my trade, and then I trade my plan, is what my mentor used to say to me. Plan your trade and then trade your plan. Okay? I could have this go up a lot further, and I could keep selling it, because eventually I'm going to get that move down. Just like last week. Everyone was laughing at me last week when I was selling, when it was up here, and then I got a massive move down, didn't I? I made massive amounts of money on that move down last week, while everyone was laughing at me for selling the US30. You had YouTube streamers saying, you're a retard, you're a retard. Well, no one was laughing at me when I took out massive amounts of profits down there. Nobody was laughing, were they? No. And it's going to be the same thing this time. No one's going to be laughing at me when this thing drops again. But if it goes higher, that's fine. I'll keep selling. I'm just different. I'm different than most people. I've been doing this for 17 years for a living. I don't go to a 9-to-5 job. This is how I make money, by trading. This is how I make my living. I don't go to a 9-to-5. I don't have paid services anymore. I got rid of all my paid services for trading because I don't want to deal with people. I used to have my signal service and I used to do my training. I don't do any of that anymore. I don't sell anything. I make my money trading. But they were laughing at me last week when I was selling that thing, calling me a retard, and I got the final laugh. And I'm sure they're laughing again. And laugh it up, fuzzball. Nobody cares. You know? Laugh it up, fuzzball, because I will have the last laugh. Always have the last laugh. I'm the king of the US30. I'm the king. I have a shirt that says King of the US30. I literally do. I'm the king of the US30. I'm the king of gold. I'm up almost 4,000 points on gold positions right now. You go ask your YouTube gurus who trade 10 pip scalp trades, how long would it take them to get 4,000 points on gold? Let's see, there's 365 days in a year, so you get 10 pips. It would take them over almost a year of their trading 10 pip scalp trades to get what I'm up on my gold trades right now. I'm up almost 4,000 points on my gold trades. It would take them a year of trading every day, and you can't really do that because the markets aren't open every day. It would take them over a year to get as many points as I'm up on my gold trades. It would take them a year. There's scalping and doing it that way, looking to buy tops and sell bottoms and hope it breaks the top or hope it breaks the low, is not the recipe for long-term success in the markets. It's just not. And again, people get mad at me all the time. You should be nice. The markets don't care about our feelings, folks. I don't know how many times I got to say that. The markets don't give a damn about your feelings. You're not relevant to the market. I'm not relevant to the market. The market will eat you alive, spit you out, and laugh at you. The market doesn't give two flying fucks about your feelings. So grow a pair of balls. Don't get so butthurt when people tell you things, because I've been doing this for 17 years. I've been in every battle you can imagine in these markets. And the day I became successful consistently was the day I had the same emotions, whether I was winning on a trade or losing on a trade. I don't care. I go to bed every night with no stop losses on my trades. Do you know how many trades I have in right now? I think I have 25 positions in between the GJ, gold, and the US30. I think I have 25 positions in, and I will go to sleep tonight without stop losses on them because I've planned for it. My account can handle it. I'm not a pussy. But if you plan for your trade and you trade your plan, Ace, what's up, brother? What's up, man? I was just telling them that I'm not a 10 pip pussy. You know that. I don't have stop losses. Like I said, I've planned for it. I'm lightly in on all of this stuff, and I've made, I think, 12% in the last week, and I'm totally cool with that. I don't care. But what I don't want to have happen is have a 10 pip stop loss or a 20 pip stop loss and say, damn it, it stopped me out, but then it went in the direction I wanted it to go. Well, yeah, because your stop loss was too tight, because you like tight stop losses. Yeah, liquidity grabs, they kill those 10 pip stop losses because you're just a sucker to the market at that point. They know exactly what you're doing. You don't think the big boys know where your stop losses are? They know exactly where they are. So one little, like Ace is saying, one little market move or one little market variation and you're done with 10 pips. And then you say, oh, damn it, it went in the direction I thought it was going to go. Well, of course you did. You just didn't give the trade time to breathe. Of course it did. But everyone wants everything right now, right? They want everything right now. Our society is based on everything must be right now. We have no patience. I will be patient. Some of these trades I've been in for weeks. Let's see on some of these gold trades. On some of these gold trades, I've been in them for weeks. Let's see. I want to see where some of these gold trades are. I mean, I've been in some of these gold trades. Let's see. I've been in them for weeks. I got into one on the 2nd of August. I got in one on the 4th of August. I mean, I've been in those trades for 3 weeks. I don't care. I've been in those trades for 3 weeks, and guess what? I'll be in those trades for 3 more weeks. Those are the ones I have at 18.15 and 18.11 that I'm actually down on right now. Okay, and I've got positions on gold at 17.22. I'm just going to read you some of the positions I have on gold. I got positions on gold at, let's see, let's just see. I got 1722, 1730, 1731, 1748, 1760, 1773. I've got massive amounts of gold buys in, and I'm making a killing right now. But I'm also down on a couple of them, but that's okay. I'm not a 10 pip sissy. And I will hold these trades because I believe, I'm a firm believer that gold is going back to the all-time highs. I am a firm believer. It was last year at this time, pretty much, that we went to 2073. I'm a firm believer gold's going back to that area. Because of some of the reasons we talked about earlier, the stuff going on in the world, the United States printing money like a drunken sailor. I believe gold ultimately goes back to the all-time highs up at 2073, and I believe it breaks the all-time highs. So guess what? I'm going to continue to hold these trades forever. Till above there, because I believe there's just too many factors in play not to have gold do that. Okay, so I believe gold is going back to all-time highs, and if I have to hold these trades for 6 months, and if gold goes lower than 1722 and I am able to buy more, even better, because all the higher time frames are an uptrend. So all I'm doing is I'm buying dips in a major uptrend. And look at this weekly that just formed last week. That was a beautiful, beautiful candle there. There's a beautiful buy candle there. Gave you that there. It came up, did this, then dropped back down to there. Got everyone thinking short right there. Gave you a beautiful candle with a tail longer than the body. Your entry could have been right there, and you'd be making massive amounts of money right now. Because everybody assumed that once we came back down and tested this area here, this time right here, that it would drop below. Right? Everyone assumed it would drop below because they're idiots. Everyone assumed it would drop below that 1677 area. It gave us a perfect candle with a tail longer than the body, with no wick at the top. There's your entry. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Easy. We just took the lunch money of the stupid people because they wanted to sell breaks of bottoms. We just took their lunch money. Your entry was at 1778 and it's at 1804 right now. That was Friday and it's Tuesday. You could have taken that right there and you'd be done for the week, or you could just be holding on to that trade. So I believe that this is an uptrend on the weekly, and I think we're going up to the all-time highs. So I'm going to continue to hold these trades. If it wants to go below 1677, awesome. I'll buy more, right? So I'm just a little bit different than most traders. I'm not, like I said, a pussy that sells high, that buys high and hope it breaks, and then sells low and hope it breaks. I'm not that person. I have balls. I don't wear panties. And that's just the way it goes. So we'll see how this goes. But on this one, I told you guys I took this sell on the US30 at 35,431, and it's working out pretty well right now, isn't it? So the pattern is playing out again on the US30 right now. There's your entry right there at 35,425, right around there. You'd be up 45 points right now. Your stops could be at break even, and you rock and roll. It's a risk-free trade at this point. But there's a live situation that 40 minutes ago that candle closed with the pattern I look for, and look what it's doing. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, man. Piece of cake. All right, so it's really easy. There's nothing else to it. You just wait for that 1 hour candle close. If it has a wick at the top of the body of the candle longer than the body with no tail, then you sell. If it has a tail at the bottom of the body of the candle with no wick at the top, and you get a 1 hour candle close, then you buy. It's pretty simple. That's it. That's all there is. You want to do it on the 4 hour chart? Fine, do it on the 4 hour chart. It works on any time frame, any pair, any time frame. You want to do it on the 15-minute chart? Do it on the 15-minute chart. I just don't like doing it on the 15-minute chart. I think the 15-minute chart is too much noise. But if you want to do it on the 15-minute chart, do it on the 15-minute chart. It's perfectly fine. All right, I think I'm going to get out of here. I've been doing this for a while now, and I think I want to take off. But I might start doing this a little bit more again, just because I think there's way too many people YouTube streaming that don't have a fucking clue what they're doing and don't have a fucking clue how to trade. And now they're trying to get people to their YouTube channel so they can sell their services. I think it's bullshit. I think there's a ton of people. After Raja left the New York stream, there's a bunch of people that wanted to fill that void. And they have no business trying to fill that void. They don't know how to fucking trade. They don't know how to trade. And they're trying to fill that void, and they're saying, oh, we're going to YouTube stream now, and every one of them is only YouTube streaming because they want to sell their services. And God would tell you, I don't have any services anymore. I don't have signals. I don't have training. I'm done with all of that. I make my money trading. But you have, it's amazing the amount of YouTube streams you have now, because they're trying to fill a void and they don't know how to fucking trade. I'm just being serious with you. I'm being honest with you, and I don't give a damn if it hurts your feelings. Grow some balls. Grow some effing balls if that hurts your feelings. The markets don't care about your feelings. Grow a set of balls. Let your balls drop. Let your balls drop. No one cares about your feelings. Oh, Clay, you're so mean. You're so mean. You should be nice to people. No, I shouldn't. I'm not here to be nice to you. I'm here to tell you the truth. And the truth is, most of these people are morons. They should not be trading. They should not be streaming. They're morons. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that hurts your delicate feelings. It's the truth. And eventually, I always say, truth has to win. Facts and logic and truth have to win over your feelings. Eventually, truth and facts have to win over your delicate, touchy-feely feelings. Okay? Like President Trump said in his... I should play this for you guys, actually. This is hilarious. I should play this for you. I think I will. I think I'll play it for you. He had the most hilarious video the other day where he said, woke just means you're a loser. Woke just means you're a loser. And it's the truth. If you say, oh, I'm woke, it just means you're a loser. It's the best thing in the world. Listen to this.
Everything woke.
Listen to this.
He said, you know what woke means? It means you're a loser.
It means you're a loser.
Everything woke. It's true.
It's true.
Everything woke turns to shit. Okay? It's true.
So he says, if you're woke, you're a loser.
You know what woke means? It means you're a loser. Everything woke.
There you go. If you are worried about your delicate feelings and you feel like you're woke, you're a loser. Everything woke turns to shit. President Trump's right. And you know what President Trump, before I go, you know what President Trump told the Taliban? This is the difference between Biden, quid pro quo, dementia, China Joe, Quid pro quo demonstration. This is the difference. Biden is caving to the Taliban. We are the most powerful military in the world, the United States. And Biden is asking permission from the Taliban to get our people safely out of Afghanistan. You know what Trump said to him? Trump said to him, and this is a call he had with the Taliban leader, he said, if a hair of a head of an American citizen is hurt, if a hair of a head of an American citizen is hurt while we evacuate, I know where your village is, and I will bomb your village into the Stone Age and your family. Your village will be first. That's what Trump told the Taliban leader. If you touch an American citizen or an American soldier while we are evacuating, I will bomb your village back into the Stone Age. And they believed him. They didn't do anything. But now you got this pussy in there, Joe Biden, who is begging the Taliban to let our people pass. And Trump said, if you touch our citizens as we're evacuating, your village will be blown to the Stone Age. That's the difference. People respect power. They don't respect weakness. And what Joe Biden is doing is weakness. He's a coward. He should resign right now. Trump just said to him, if I even hear of an American citizen or American soldier getting touched, I will bomb your village back into the Stone Age. And there's American citizens that are trying to get to the airport in Afghanistan right now that are getting beaten by the Taliban. They're getting beaten. They're getting their passports taken away, and they're getting beaten. They're not getting killed because they know that would probably make Joe wake up from his nap. But they're getting beaten. Within an inch of their life, the Taliban are beating them. Can you imagine if they tried to do? They would never do that under President Trump because they know he would bomb them into the Stone Age. It's an embarrassment. Honestly, I apologize to the Afghanistan people that you deserve the America we used to be, and we're not that America anymore. It's an embarrassment. And you Canadians should be embarrassed of us too. Little brother should be embarrassed of us too. Gaz, you guys should be embarrassed of us too. I'm embarrassed. And little brother Canada should be embarrassed of the United States as well. It's a joke. It's a joke. It makes me sick. And honestly, I told my wife, I want to take up a gun and just go to Afghanistan and just start picking off those Taliban pussies. Because that's all they are. They're pussies. They're 8th century barbarian, cave-dwelling morons. They're not sophisticated. They're morons. They're 8th century barbarians. And they're trying to dictate to the most powerful military in the United States the terms. Yeah, no. You don't dictate to the United States. We dictate to you. All right, so the US30 is working. That sell at 35,431 is up. If you did that one, your stop losses would be at break even or in profit. Okay, we might start doing a little bit more of these YouTube streams again, and I probably would do them during the New York session because there's too many people trying to YouTube stream that don't have a clue what they're doing, and I'm just tired of it, to be honest with you, because these people have no business streaming. All right, everyone have a great day. We will talk to you guys later.